What is up, everybody?
How's everybody doing? It is a 5-Star Friday, and we are in the building. Half of us, anyway. Mr. 5-Star and Mr. Fish Lee. We are in here. Earlier when we got on fishing, I said, I haven't heard from Fee. I forgot she did tell us earlier in the week that she would not be on the show. She did leave us that message.
That would explain it.
That would explain it. We knew that.
I don't forget everything.
Ryan's anniversary is this week, so he's, you gotta make that time for the fam. Anniversary is a beautiful thing. So congratulations to Ryan and Derek on their anniversary.
Absolutely.
I hope they celebrate it, live it up tonight. So that just leaves the two of us guys, the OGs, the originals. The original crew is back up in here.
Indeed.
And today we're talking about Green Lantern.
Oh,
multiple
man.
Green Lanterns.
We are talking about the core, baby. The entire core.
But before we get into that, Fish, are you okay if I take some time while we're talking? While we're kind of talking, I got some stuff in the mail today.
Oh yeah? What'd you get?
And I kind of want to just open it up and see, because I can't wait, because I read one of them and it says Unlikely Hero Studio.
So that's good.
So if you see that, you automatically know, right? There's something.
Oh, you know that's good stuff coming if it's got that UHS on it. And
I wanted to kind of see what it is. If I can get this tape, usually I got like a little knife with me.
They tape it up good too.
Hey, you got to, right? You got to make sure the people get. Oh man, they got. All right, I'm about to hawk.
Oh yeah, it's impenetrable. Like you should have done a TV opening and open it ahead of time.
Right, I know. I wanted everybody to see me struggle though.
Yeah, the struggle is real up in here when you try and get into these UHS books.
All right. Throw that tape out the way. Throw that tape on the floor right now. Who cares? It'll be all right. What we got up in here? Ooh. There we go, baby. The Surgeon with the metal bookmark. Put that on the back. I love this right here. I love that they use this now. Got Lloyd flexing on them. That's exciting. I love getting new stuff.
Is that the one you got? Like, hold on. I'll be right back. You can carry it for a second.
So, got that. Got the pin up in the back. I got the dope metal bookmark. Check that out, man. They come correct. Hey, it's a little bit of an unboxing video / Green Lantern, because there's two of us on here tonight. So, I switched it up a little bit. We're going to still talk about Green Lantern. Charlie's, I'm going to need... Whew. Hey, can I just talk about how, Look how legit this dude is. Charlie is legit, bro. He is super
Man,
legit.
you ain't never seen a fat man run like that.
This dude is legit. He's got his own tape out here.
Oh
know
man,
about
that
that.
is so sharp. But I wanted to show you the other cover, and this is the holofoil one that I illustrated
Ooh,
for him. Man,
nice.
check that out. That is sick. And if I can get it here right, got my hand over it. The shine on the blade, dude, is amazing.
Oh yeah.
It
That
is
is
so
fire.
cool. This book dang near made me cry. I had to write and fuss at him right after.
Oh yeah.
I hit Eric up and I was like, dude, y'all suck. It's a
Man, they
good
be doing
book,
the
but
thing. They be doing the
dang.
thing. You can't go wrong with anything that Charlie does. You can't go wrong with anything that Unlikely Hero Studio does. You can't go wrong with anything that FSK does. But yeah, man. I was excited to get this stuff. I almost wanted to go ahead and open it, but I was running in a little late for work. So, I figured, you know what? I'll share it with the peeps.
I gotta go check the mail, see if my book from Charlie got in.
Oh, he said he didn't realize you did a cover. Brad Arnie said he didn't realize you did a cover.
Oh yeah? Yeah, man.
He's slipping on his. He's slipping. Brad Arnie slipping. You slipping, Brad?
J-Man knew. J-Man got it. He hit me up as soon as he got it. He was like, dude, this is the best thing you've ever done, man. This is awesome. And I was like, oh, it came. I got to go check because he's like just north of me. Like we're kind of in a line up north and south. So I figured if he got his, I might have mine. And I sure enough did. It was shoved in the mailbox.
So the Spider Squirrel came correct. Oh my goodness. I love this metal bookmark right here because I am a huge Star Wars dude. And this is epic right here. This is so dope. The metal bookmarks are a game changer, bro.
Yeah, they are cool.
I love them. Got some more metal bookmarks. Came with the four metal bookmarks. So all my books will have bookmarks. I won't have any bookmarkless books. Of course, Charlie comes correct. He gave all the postcards. I'm not going to open these up individually, but I'm going to look through these later. Got the signed Spider Squirrel 3. I'm hoping. I don't like seeing this because this is my boy right here. I don't want to see that. But we'll see. See how the story goes. Anyway, so yeah, that was a little unboxing for you. I just figured I'd show it with the crew officially. Before we get into Green Lantern, let's take a second to show one of our sister podcasts real quick. Let's run a quick commercial, and then we're going to jump right into Green Lantern when we come back.
Let's
run that. They talk comics and other cool things. We do. We like to hear that. Sarah,
not being biased, but it is one of my favorite shows on the network, man. I enjoy it every week.
They do, man. Lori and Sarah have a great show that they do. It's very interesting. Highly recommend tuning in, not only to that, but to the other shows that we have weekly on Agents of Geekdom.
Oh yeah, Four Tales in the morning after us.
It's Chat and Draw. I mean, we Top 5 Live. We got something every night. Highly recommend, checking them out, see what they're about, because everybody does something a little different.
Oh yeah, we've all got good stuff on there.
But we're gonna hop in to Green Lantern, and I'm right out the rip, right out the gate, Fish. By the way, I'm digging the Green Zone shirt, bro.
Oh yeah, man, got to represent because December 1st issue 2 and 3 goes live on Kickstarter. So we got
Okay.
to get ready.
You
Get
gotta
them
get ready
dollars ready
for it.
because Christmas time's gonna be tight. I know. I'm a little bit worried about that one.
Nah, we gonna get that in the bag. It's gonna be in there. Right off the rip, I'm gonna ask you, and to the people watching, who is your favorite Green Lantern? What's up,
Man,
most epic?
probably Kilowog. Probably.
Mm, Kilowog, dope Green Lantern.
hmm
He's like a
I
drill
love
sergeant,
I love
big
the
dude.
hardcore drill sergeant aspect of him, but he's also really sweet and generous and
That adds up.
he's a good friend to
It does
have
add
on your
up.
side. He can be noisy and loud and cause a ruckus when he needs to, but
Might come in with the
he's
John Stewart.
he's a good dude and I like Kilowog.
Kilowog is a dope lantern. He's had a few actually also good action figures out there. I'm an action figure guy, so I
Indeed.
can tell you right off the rip, Kilowog has some great action figures. Kilowog is like you said, he's a dope character, drill sergeant, but also got a huge heart. Kind of, he looks intimidating. I did Kilowog. I'm gonna agree with most epic arts here with John Stewart, just
I'm
because
shocked. I know how much you like John Stewart. That's
John
why I'm shocked.
Stewart is my boy. Justice League, the cartoon, really set that off for me. And then Justice League Unlimited. And I tell you, one of the greatest episodes, bro, that really made me really like this dude. Well, I liked him before, but this one, this is one of my favorite episodes of the show. It's like episode 1 of Justice League Unlimited. There's like a team up. It's got like Supergirl, Green Lantern, and Green Arrow, and they go to this other little island or whatever. And he takes Supergirl with him, and even though she does a good job, she makes some rookie mistakes, right? She does like some stuff that risks the team.
hmm
And
Yeah.
John Stewart, being who he is, he's a leader. He's kind of he's got a military background, so he's kind of hardened a little bit too. He lets her know you did a good job, but if you ever risk this team again, you'll be off of here. I don't give a damn who your cousin is.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
that's what I like. I love that John Stewart. Like
yeah,
that version of him is so cool and he's in charge and he's not afraid to put his foot down and be the jerk when he has to.
yeah.
And he's got that drill sergeant aspect to him. He is cool. Like I've been reading a lot of Green Lantern comics this week and I just went back and read like the his first appearance. About the same dude. Like
No, no,
not
no, no,
nearly
no,
as
no, no.
cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
I gotta I
yeah.
gotta share this just cause all right, let me see. Get that up there.
We got a
Yeah.
Facebook user who said Alan Scott allowed followed closely by Kyle Rayner. Hey, Kyle Rayner, definitely is a definitely is a fan favorite. Danny
hmm
Cooper, you're right. I knew it was. I thought for sure it was the first episode of that show. I knew it was like very like in the beginning, but that episode, man, I loved it. It's the I don't give a damn who your cousin is, and his cousin is Superman. We know this dude can throw hands. He's like, I don't give a damn who your cousin is. You mess up again,
What's up,
you're off
Facebook
the
user?
team. Put that cover back up, Fish. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut off what you
Oh
were.
no, man. I just like hold on, let me get it. There we go. Like this is when he first appeared in the Green Lantern
Yeah,
Green Arrow crossover and they bless their heart. Like I appreciate what they were trying to do, especially in the time, and they were trying to draw attention to social issues and things that were unfair. And I applaud them for trying to do that.
what's up,
But
Javon? What's up, Facebook user?
when you go back and watch them now, whoo, you read these books now, they're pretty rough. I gotta tell
Yeah,
you, because he's not a military man in this interpretation. He's just a jive talking dude on the street with a chip on his shoulder. I mean, he is smart and he's clever and he sees things that Hal Jordan doesn't see coming, but you know, yeah, it's not the same character as the John Stewart that I fell in love with on the Justice League cartoon, and it was a little bit jarring. But like they've got uh not Hal Jordan, Guy Gardner in here too, and show like what would have happened if Guy Gardner had gotten picked originally, and he's a completely different guy
Yeah,
than he is later in the comics when he's a obnoxious jerk.
I like that. I like that Guy Gardner though. I like the obnoxious jerk. He's a lot of people's favorites too. A lot of people put Guy Gardner as their favorites. I was reading in their in the in like the in the comments earlier when we posted, and just I mean he. It's funny because people really like. There's so many different ones, but there's it's not it's like this in the polls. You know what I mean? It's like everybody they're all pretty close. Denny J Quick says John Stewart all the way. Uh, some Facebook user said he had no idea that Stewart had been around so long.
I didn't either. It shocked me. I was just going back to read the old comics and catch up on that classic run, and Speedy being a junkie and all that stuff. And oh my god, and even that was really roughly done, and like they had to go out on a limb to do a story about drugs, and bless their hearts, they tried. And I give them credit for doing it, because we couldn't tell awesome stories now if they hadn't have broken the ground for us then. But
Yeah,
Jiminy Cricket.
yeah,
Favorite Green Lantern is
it'll be a
Kyle
little
Rayner.
rough.
I I'm kind of with you, Javon. Like
Javon,
he's one of my favorites because they touched into him being an artist and
yeah,
being creative. And as a young artist who was just like graduating high school at the time, that really excited me, because Green Lantern was always my favorite because he could use his imagination to build anything. And that seemed like that was just right
see,
up
this is
my
what I
alley.
wanted right here in the comments. Everybody's hitting it with like something different. Like that's what I'm saying. Green Lantern, they all have such different personalities.
Hmm.
Even though lately I feel like they've been kind of making Hal seem more Guy Gardner. You know what I'm saying? Like in like the late in like the
He's been
last
through a
like
lot. And like, if you try and incorporate everything he's been through, that makes him really complicated. And like,
I just meant
in
like
the
as far as
beginning,
I mean as far as like he they make him kind of snarky, kind of jerky now. Like he there was a they did what did they do? It was like a dark side animated movie that came out. It's like it was like Rebirth. And they started doing like the animated movie where the Justice League came together. And they kind of gave him that personality a little bit too, where he was kind of like kind of talking shit to Batman, kind of talking stuff to the Flash, and it was kind of like he's a little Guy Gardner, but you know, it is what it is.
I I really dig what they've done with Hal over the years. I like the way he's changed. Hal was the first Green Lantern when I first started reading, but when they introduced Kyle, he and I were the same age. Me too.
Yeah.
And we both had the same profession, so he really clicked with me. Yeah, that's why I like Kyle. But,
I will say Kyle's got one of the dopest Green Lantern outfits though.
yeah.
The white, even when he
And
has his green, even when he goes with the green one, he's always had like a doper outfit. I feel like than the rest of them. Share my screen really quick because I was just sharing this with Fish and he didn't. I got the stump old Fish here.
yeah, I wasn't reading Green Lantern as regularly when this came out because Image was so big that, they were getting all my money.
When Major Force shoved his girlfriend into a refrigerator and left this dude a note, like left a surprise in the fridge. Come on, bro. That is crazy to me, bro. That's
Yeah,
pretty
that's
ruthless.
nuts.
That is ruthless. Strangles her and then puts her in the fridge. That is wild to me.
I like this comment from Facebook user saying they haven't read it in a long, long time. Kind of tuned out with Kyle Rayner, but being an artist, they don't really follow the characters as much as they follow other artists. And I'm the same way. Like, I follow artists and writers that I really like, and new ideas and new stories. And as much as I've always loved Green Lantern, and I like Kyle Rayner coming over
Yeah,
to it. To me, it was just kind of more Green Lantern, and I wanted to see some new stuff.
bro. What they they called it? Uh, I'm just going off the comments. People are talking about this fridge. The woman in the refrigerator syndrome. They gave this a whole syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Woman in the refrigerator syndrome. I'm just saying, if we're talking about comic book deaths and people doing some grimy, dirty stuff, Major Force to not even be that big of a top tier. He's like a level. I would put him at like C villain maybe. I mean, he's strong, but he's not that popular, right?
Yeah.
Major Force he's okay, but like to have this dude strangle this man's girlfriend, shove her in the refrigerator, and left a note. That's like some Joker level stuff
That
right
was
there.
that was brutal. Yeah.
The fridge really is the best place for it. Hey, that's
Hey.
crazy. It's crazy. So, Fish, when can you remember your first time, and people in the comments too, like, where you really like recognized Green Lantern? Or let me ask you this: first of all, you have your favorite. Is Green Lantern something like you would pick off the shelf today?
Probably not.
Okay.
I mean, most of the time it's not, just because I haven't seen him do anything that really interested me in a while, or when they do, there's so much backstory tied to it that there's no way for me to hop in and catch up with what's going on easily. Like, I just signed up for the DC Universe app just so I can start reading DC and start catching up on some things. And maybe it'll be a little bit easier now when it doesn't cost me $5-6 a pop to get all these back issues. But yeah, I don't usually pick it up. Everywhere once in a while, if it looks like something cool's going on, I do. But yeah, I don't pick it up. The first time I really fell in love with Green Lantern and like got who he was Super Friends, dude. Saturday mornings, sitting there in my PJs, eating Fruit Loops, watching Super Friends. And the fact that he could do all the cool stuff Superman can do with that ring, I might could find a ring. There's a chance.
There's a chance. Hey, that's a possible thing.
Man, I found this pink plastic ring and I wore that thing everywhere, hoping it was going to give me powers.
Yeah.
But like the fact that he can make anything out of his imagination, and I was an imaginative little kid. Oh my God, that was awesome. I loved that so much.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was a cartoon. Well, my first introduction to Green Lantern, and I know I always go back to it. That holy grail of a coloring book that was at my grandmother's house. But it had the Kyle Reiner in it. It was that Green Lantern. And I thought the suit was dope. But really, it was probably the Justice League cartoon. Like I knew who Hal Jordan was, and I liked the look of the Green Lantern. But when Jon Stewart hit the cartoon scene, like Hal Jordan was gone for me. I was like, who? Like and there's probably a whole generation, a whole group of people who would say Jon Stewart is their Green Lantern because of the cartoon. Like people who didn't read comics. I would imagine.
Man, Jon Stewart, especially the way they portray him there, he's an amazing Green Lantern. And and he's not as firmly stuck in being a rule follower as the early Hal Jordan was. Like the old comics that I used to read as a kid, because I would get a lot of back issues and stuff to read. Hal Jordan was like hardcore rule follower. If the law says that this is what we do, even like, and they really kind of lambasted him in the Green Lantern, Green Arrow series. Because by this point, Green Arrow is this, lefty liberal, and Green Lantern has to realize that, just because it's the rules doesn't necessarily mean it's right. And, I have to start thinking more complicatedly about this. And that's something that I really love about the character, that he has changed a lot over the years, because I've changed a lot over the years,
Yeah.
and I've gone from, to hell with them, let's burn it all down, to being like a hardcore rule follower, to realizing that everything's more complicated than I thought it was, and we need to look at stuff in more detail. And, I dig it. I identify with that.
Javon is a adamant comic book reader. He always drops that knowledge in there. I was gonna say there was a question I asked you, and I was gonna answer it for myself, but I can't remember what it was now, so I'm not gonna ask it. If it comes back, I'll. So the original Green Lantern is Alan Scott. Do you feel like, to you, that's your Green? Is that do you? I don't. I feel like that's a different
That's
character.
not even the same thing.
That's
Like
what I'm saying. It's
I
like
don't even associate him as being the same character. Like they
I
had the
agree.
same name, but that's the only thing they had in common. And a
Yeah, I would
ring.
say Green Lantern didn't take off until Hal Jordan to me is the OG Green Lantern. Alan Scott, I know people liked Alan Scott, but to me, like you said, it's a different character. It's a different origin. It's a different background. It's not the same. Uh, they did do. I think it was in the Rebirth where it was like they did an Earth 2, and he was the Earth 2 Green Lantern there. And I thought that was a cool way to bring him back. I think they did a lot. Like they had who's the other Flash? Like the original Flash.
Oh,
Jay Garrett.
yeah,
Is that
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
He was their Flash. Alan Scott was their Green Lantern. They had like updated costumes and stuff, but it was like the version 2 Earth, just like a different Earth, and they had those versions were like the main ones. I think they did them good. Like that was a cool way to kind of bring them back. But like, you know, he's always gonna be, yeah, yeah, for sure. How was definitely the revamp, and I think I would go imagine. What do you think, Fish? If they wouldn't have revamped the character in the story, Green Lantern would have definitely faded out
Oh,
and
it would
wouldn't
not be
be.
what it is. Like
Yeah,
all the lore that automatically comes with being part of the Green Lantern Corps, like just
yeah.
knowing that there's this interstellar police force out there
Mm-hmm.
watching the galaxies, and you are one little cog in this gigantic machine, that changes the whole mythos right there. And before they show you anything else, your imagination starts to run wild
Mm-hmm.
with like, what do the rest of these Green Lanterns look like, and what do their worlds look like, and
Yeah,
and really, it's kind of a terrifying idea that some aliens could just send down, these all powerful beings that can just enforce their will of what's right upon you. Like, that's a terrifying idea. If it
yeah,
wasn't a human being wearing that suit, we would be freaking out and fighting against it, you
yeah.
know?
Like a
If,
Sinestro.
oh, yeah. Or
Yeah,
Kilowog or
right.
Abensur or any of them that don't look human came here and it's like, don't fear, I'm here for your protection, you're going to do what we say from now on, or I'm going to blast you with my power ring. That's terrifying.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. What? Speaking of Sinestro, though, do you find him on your list of villains? Where do you rank Sinestro on your list of villains? Because for me, he's pretty high on my list. I would say easily top 10, maybe even top 5 to 7 from for me. Is he on your list at all?
He is on my list of Green Lantern villains. He ain't
Okay.
on my list of villains. But that's not because I don't like the character. It's
Yeah.
just I very rarely see them do anything cool with him. And admittedly, I'm not up on reading every issue that comes out because there's just so many books, and I'm sticking my money in indie comics. So, to all the Javons out there, I'm buying your books. So don't come at me because I'm not reading Marvel and DC. But uh, most of the time I see him,
Mm,
he just doesn't have the depth. I know they can write him good at times,
yeah.
but like I can't get the I'm going to do evil kind of like,
No, no,
Saturday
no,
morning
no, no, no,
cartoon
no. Yeah.
version of him.
I can't
Like
do that
that's
either.
what's stuck in my head.
No. Yeah, and for me, it ain't even where he's like in the blue shirt and he's got the yellow. I like Sinestro Corpse. core Sinestro. I like the Guardians are soft. We need to invoke fear into these people.
I dig
That's
that kind of take
Sinestro.
on him. And the kind of take where you can identify with what he's doing and why he wants to do it. I I like,
Yeah.
but still he's not in my top 10.
Okay. Okay. He's probably. I would say he's in mine just because, for one, Green Lantern, John Stewart Green Lantern is in my top, 5 favorite superheroes. So that's probably why I would put him so high on my list, just because I like, you gotta have that good. You gotta have that good villain. But like I said, yeah, I don't like when he's working for, like, I don't feel like he'd be like on a team with like Lex and them. Like, I know they've done that, but that's not
That
Sinestro on
doesn't make
film.
sense to me
It doesn't make sense
for
at all.
Sinestro. Like, why would his concerns be localized down to this one planet
Exactly.
unless it was like to hurt Hal or control Hal or take Hal out altogether by destroying the planet while he's on it? Like, Earth seems like too small of potatoes for him to be like robbing a bank with Lex Luthor or something. Like, that's just dumb.
Right. It doesn't make sense. And I agree with you on that. Um, Let me pull up that picture right there. Go to my screen really quick. Different Green Lanterns popping off here. Um, it's such an iconic suit too, right? I mean,
Hmm.
so we're talking about team ups with Hal Jordan or whoever. Are you a Green Lantern Flash dude? Wait, did I just lose Fish?
No, I did it.
Oh, my bad. I was like, wait, where'd Fish go? Are you a Green Lantern Flash dude, or are you a Green Lantern Green Arrow dude?
I I enjoy Green Lantern and Green Arrow, but that's an awful lot of green. I honestly like some of my favorite dialogue between any two characters comes between like Flash and Green Lantern sometimes.
Yeah,
Like, I love them as buddies. I just like I dug the stuff in the New 52 where they were friends and everybody else was trying to figure out how they were gonna work together, and they were like already buddies. Like, I dig that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. For sure. While I like Wally, I like Wally and John Stewart. To me, that's probably my favorite. Just because they're so opposite too. You know what I mean? Like, you got Stern, military. You got Wally, who's kind of goofy and whatnot. So I dig that team up. Let's
Hmm.
see. So what
And
green? So what? Let me ask you this: and people that are in the comments that are watching, who are rocking with us, we're talking Green Lantern stories, man. What's some of your favorite Green Lantern comic books that you enjoy?
Javon's gonna have some stuff to say.
Oh yeah, I can
Javon's
start
gonna
too if you want. I can start
bust
if you
off with a
want.
whole bunch of. Yeah, go ahead, start. I'd like to hear what yours are for a change.
All right. For me, I like the Lantern Wars. Um, I would say most of my stuff is newer compared to older stuff. Apparently, I get to be the anonymous. I don't know who I don't know who you are, but thanks for rocking with us.
I know Eric's in there somewhere because somebody mentioned him, but
Yeah,
they're both coming up as Facebook user. So it's been
Darkest
different
Night,
since we moved
Brightest
to Rooster.
Day. I gotta go with the like the it's called Lantern. Is it called Lantern Wars? Where there's like everybody's going at each other.
Man, don't get me lying about names. I'm bad about
I'm
names.
pretty sure it's called the Lantern Wars. Javon can correct me in the comments. I know he got it. Okay, Javon wants to jump in. Let's shoot him the link.
All right.
I actually invited him because I knew when I seen that we were gonna be short 2 members, I was like, we need to see if we can get Javon in. Fisher's about to shoot you that link. Um, I liked when they started introducing the different lanterns and the different rings and the different emotions that these characters had, and you had rage, you had fear, you had compassion, you had what's it, love, hope. Like I dig that. Like that to
Hmm.
me was cool. And to have all these different characters who feed off all these different emotions. And I like to think, like, speaking of that, getting into that really quick, people think like it would be so easy just to wield this ring, the Green
No,
Lantern power ring. But like, let's be honest. How many of us have that strong of willpower? I don't know.
I think it would be really hard, and I don't believe a lot of the constructs that people make, like
Yeah,
making complicated machine guns and stuff. Like I don't believe you're pulling that off without like a deep understanding of engineering. Like
yeah,
I because like it's come up before where like a part of their ship breaks down in outer space, like in the last animated series, and they're trying to think, can we do this in a construct, and the AI of the ship is like, man, the tolerances would have to be so high because of the power and the speed
yeah,
this thing would be moving at. And and Hal looks at Kilowog, and Kilowog's like, I make hammers for a reason, they're easy. And like I
yeah,
loved that so freaking much
yeah.
because I think it would be hard. I think it'd be really hard.
I think that's something also that they do that's cool is you'll notice you don't really ever see like how, well, maybe how, but you don't really see like Kyle or Guy doing as much as like the guns per se as like a John Stewart would because of that military background, right? Like I've seen him do, like there's been ones where he's like sniper rifle, you know what I'm saying? It's like, but he's a military background, so I guess you can see that.
Here we go. Hold on. Let
Oh,
me
that's probably
click.
good. That's probably too true too. That's a good one. What up,
What is
What's
Javon?
up,
up, man?
everybody? What's going on?
Man, this dude's out on a run. He's out ripping and running. He's with the
I'm in
fam
the mall, man. I'm in the
in the
mall.
mall.
I'm here with the fam, but I love Green Lantern, so I had to give my 2 cents.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know you're. That's why I sent you that invite. I know you're an adamant Green Lantern fan, so I wanted was to see if you wanted to jump in. You said who'd you say was your favorite? John Stewart, right?
No, I like Kyle Rayner, man.
Oh, okay, okay, okay,
Yeah, I mean, I like John. I like John and Kyle pretty much.
okay. We're talking about Green Lantern stories. If you're telling people right now, like let's say somebody's watching this and they're like, "Man, I ain't never read a
Come
Green
here.
Lantern book in my life." What stories are you going with? What stories would you recommend? Highly recommend?
Probably come here, come here. Probably like a Green Lantern. Oh, what's the name of it? It's Jeff Johns. He did like a year one for Hal.
Oh, cool.
Say hi, everybody. Say hi, everybody.
What's up, little buddy?
But to me, I mean, to me, the stop, Javon, stop. The to me, the best Green Lantern is it's either the Sinestro Corps War
Yeah, yeah,
or Blackest Night. Come on, give me a foot.
yeah.
That's two
That was
votes for
that was
Blackest Night.
that was yeah, that was maybe that's what I was talking about. Is there another one, Javon, called the like it's like a Lantern War where it's like all of them? There's a Sinestro War and then there's a
There is. I just didn't read it.
okay,
I kind of bowed out after Blackest Night.
yeah,
It got a little convoluted for me, so I was
yeah.
like,
They
I
tend to
think,
they tend to do that. They tend to do that.
yeah. So that to me, if I would either tell them to read the Kyle Rayner run because I think that's a little more everyman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you want like crazy space stuff, then definitely Sinestro Corps War. Jeff Johns was in his bag on that one.
Okay. Okay. For me, I like Green Lantern stories that are the crazy space stuff because I feel like we have so many characters that are grounded and so many characters that are. So I dig the way that they do. I mean, like you got a space police corps, right? But they're not like guns and ships. They got these cool ass rings that they can do stuff with. I think that's a dope take. I would love to see a Green Lantern series that's like a buddy cop series.
They,
Like that would be
Oh
dope
yeah.
to me.
they had that animated series for Green Lantern a while back. I don't know if you've ever seen it with Hal
Oh yeah,
Jordan.
Oh
oh
yeah,
yeah.
I've
I
seen
watched
it.
every
Yeah,
freaking episode.
yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, that was a good show. I got to be honest with you. That was one of
Oh
the
yeah,
better ones.
I
The
totally
animation,
enjoyed it.
And
I
animation was
thought it
flawless too.
looked kind of
oh,
silly,
sorry.
but it was
Go
great.
ahead, guys. I think the three they've done what, 3 animated movies, Green Lantern, different ones. It was like one that was like the Hal Jordan kind of backstory. Then they did one that was like Tales of Green Lanterns that had like different stories in it. And then they recently did the Jon Stewart one. I think all 3 of those movies were on point.
There've been several animated ones, and like I love like what we were talking earlier. I love when they go back and they show the older Green Lanterns and stuff, and they don't have the same kind of power sets because they haven't gotten creative with it yet. They haven't started to use their imagination. They're just like shooting lasers out of the rings and like busting through things. But then
The
they
funny
start
part,
to get creative and think, oh, we can make planes and cubes, and that goes on
yeah, I
from
was
there.
gonna say the funny part about Green Lantern is that and you got to give a lot of credit to Ron Mars and Daryl Banks. Like
Yeah.
the ring constructs were boring as heck before Kyle Rayner. Like every Green Lantern's ring constructs were so boring.
Yeah.
It was like baseball bat or
baseball bat, glove,
punching bag.
yeah,
Giant hands, which just looked creepy. Like this gigantic hand coming out of the ring and grabbing somebody.
Right. And now everybody does crazy stuff. And I think that kind of took away from what Kyle did. Like it kind of made him less special because everybody was doing these wild, crazy constructs.
Right.
See, it should be characterized per the character.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I agree.
You know,
well, Jeff Johns kind of started that, but it seemed like everybody decided, well, no, we want everybody to do crazy stuff.
I want to draw cool stuff, so we're gonna have
right.
it,
Pretty much every artist who got on a Green Lantern title was making every Green Lantern Kyle Rayner. It's almost like the same thing. It's almost like how like Barry Allen has become more like Wally West since he's come back.
Yeah.
Since all the Green Lanterns have come back, they've all taken on the characteristics of Kyle Rayner. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was saying earlier too. I think it was before you got on. I feel like they're kind of making Hal kind of personality similar to Guy in a way. He's kind of got that snarky, like, kind of snarkiness that Guy Gardner has now. He's not like the same Hal Jordan that he was. I feel like they're kind of blending those two together a bit too.
Well, can I be honest with you? Hal Jordan is boring. He's always been boring.
Yeah.
He's always been boring. They tried, and credit to Jeff Johns, he tries like hell to make him like this, like really cool fighter pilot guy, and like, but I've never found Hal Jordan. The only time I found him interesting was when he was Parallax.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. Like,
and he's one of my favorites, and I can't argue with you. He is boring. Like
I've never liked Hal
he's
Jordan.
one of my favorites because he was the Green Lantern when I was a kid, and like just like
Don't
Jon
step
Stewart is y'all's like Tony's favorite because he was the big one when you were young, and like I love Hal, but he is boring. I mean, he is a basic old white dude, and like maybe I identify with that just a little bit, but like he is boring. I will give it to you, hands down.
I think too, like I think their personality, like a lot of their personalities were just too similar. Like Barry Allen's personality, Hal Jordan's personality, like they weren't like.
Well, Barry was boring too.
That's what I'm saying. You had all these boring white dudes, is what I'm saying. Like you had literally a Justice League full of boring white dudes. Like it wasn't really too much difference in their personalities. Like they were all kind of the same.
Oh, and that was the problem with DC for like ever. That's why I didn't read a lot of DC when I was a kid, because they were all the same dude. Like, freaking Bruce Wayne, Clark Kent, Barry Allen, Hal Jordan, they were all the same guy with the same jawline, different colored hair, and maybe a different colored suit. And then they'd put on a costume and they'd be basically the same dude in a different costume. Like they were all super Boy Scouts. They all did everything right. They all knew all the answers before it got there. They always had some special trick up their belt to, get them out of trouble. It was
the 90s were really good for not, well, I don't want to say diversify because they just put more white guys in the costumes, but they at least like had a varied like personalities, like
they
Wally.
diversified the personalities.
Right,
That's
like
what they did.
Wally was different. He was way different than Barry, and then Kyle was way different. Kyle, to me, like I mean, John Stewart started off as an angry Green Lantern. He's the angry black man stereotype. And then they kind of changed him.
That stereotype.
What's his name? The writer for, I think it was Gerard. Was it Jones? It wasn't McDuffie who did Green Lantern Mosaic, but he kind of gave him some depth. But even then, like they ended up, taking the ring from him. So it's okay. Okay, thank you. Sorry. I'm multitasking.
You're good.
But
We're not mad at it. We're not mad at it.
But yeah, so it was really like, DC was kind of like, if I'm being honest, I think DC was kind of like, our guys are kind of boring. Because remember, that was around the time they don't have it. They don't have it. That was around the time where they killed Superman and they broke Batman's back, and they like, because if you read back in there, they're like, whoa, what are we gonna do with Green Lantern? And so the original storyline was some boring storyline about like some forgotten aliens that were supposed to do some crazy stuff, and basically I think it was Ron Mars that was like, nah, let's not do that. Let's we got to do something more extreme. And so all those guys, the same guys that Fish was talking about, they kind of like ushered them to the side. But I think with Kyle Rayner, I don't think they really understood like how people were going to fall in love with the character, and he lasted for quite a while.
Yeah, I mean he's always. I mean, you ask people who their favorite Green Lantern, and he's up there all the time at the top of people's lists, for sure. So yeah, he's definitely lasted a long time. I don't feel like, I mean, but I haven't read anything new. I don't feel like he's done anything significant though in the past. I don't know how many years, but he hasn't done really. I mean, they haven't done a lot with him here recent.
Peace out. Have a good night.
Peace out, Facebook user.
Well, they shuffled him to the side. When Jeff wanted Hal Jordan back, he kind of got pushed to the side, and Hal was the star again.
Yeah, you got Hal, or whenever they want to throw in the, we got to have a black guy on the team. Let's go with John Stewart. You know what I mean? But then it was like, it's cool. We got Cyborg now. We'll move him up and bring back Hal Jordan.
I'm not going to make my thoughts known on that.
Crazy.
Cyborg is a Teen Titan.
Javon, man, we know that you. We appreciate you coming on, but we do not want to cut into your
I appreciate. Time. I just, I was going to come in, so I was like, how y'all pick the one time that I'm actually out doing something?
That's all right.
But y'all have a good night. I'll talk to y'all later.
Man.
All right, bro. Have a good one. You heard it there, Javon. I knew he was like I said, I knew he was an avid Green Lantern fan. I asked him earlier if he wanted to jump on because I knew at the time Ryan wasn't going to join us, so I figured to get him in. Overall, Fish, you said he ain't a character that you're gonna rock with now. I mean, you're not buying new Green Lantern stories.
I mean, I'm not against it, but I don't buy very many mainstream comics at all. Like, it's really got to jump out at me. And even then, I tend to go more towards group books like Justice League or X-Men or Avengers, just because I get to see more characters and see what they're going to do with them.
Yeah.
I tend to have more fun with those.
For me, I'm kind of the same way right now as far as I'm not really reading anything like when they do anything like Power Rangers. I do the TMT versus Power Rangers 2 is coming out. I'm excited for that. But like I still try to support my local comic shop. So I would say like I have like a list of characters that like if I see cool variant covers for those characters, I'll grab them. And Green Lantern's always one. Like when we was in Comic Town, like I grabbed a variant of a Green Lantern comic, especially if it's a John Stewart. I'm definitely grabbing it up. Sometimes it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, you know. Any Green Lantern. If I see a dope variant cover, I'll grab it just because, like I said, they're
Oh,
usually done
I
nice. They're
love
bright green. You know what I mean?
I love the character. I have made my own Green Lantern shirts. I have made my own Green Lantern rings. I have bought like 4 Green Lantern rings. None of
Yeah,
them fit me because of my giant hands. My son's rocking one of them now. I have Green Lantern PJs. Like, I love the character,
yeah.
but I love the character. I love the idea of him more than I love some of the stories that I've read of him. Like, I
Okay.
know they've done good stuff, but there's so many books out there. Weeding through the garbage to get to the good stuff is tough. And, you know, and like you said, like my favorite Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, like of the Human Earth Green Lanterns, is
Yeah,
Hal, but he is boring. He
yeah,
absolutely
for
is
sure.
boring, and so I'm not in a big hurry to jump out and read one of his books. Like even the more modern
Oh yeah.
stuff that I've been reading lately, like they worked really hard to make him a more interesting, complicated character. And yeah, they were kind of still kind of boring. I mean,
Hey, that
it was
The Mattel DC Universe Classic line is still. I mean, it had rough articulation. That toy line is one of the greatest toy lines to date. I would say still, it still holds up there, just because of the characters that were they were releasing and the waves and the build figures and the way that they were doing it. I miss those days, and yes, people were making some awesome Green Lantern customs for the displays. I've seen some really dope Green Lantern displays used off those bodies, and then they started getting into like that Kilowog. If you guys are action figure collectors, anybody watching, go and look up the DC Universe Classic Build a Figure Kilowog. It is such an amazing action figure. It's super pricey now because it's hard to find all of them action figures to build that character. A lot of people got it on eBay just as, you know, completely built, but you're gonna spend, you know, probably $200, maybe more than that on the fig. Um, Probably more
I
than that.
ain't going to no.
No, yeah, yeah,
Somebody
yeah,
else
yeah,
might
yeah.
go to.
Somebody else
Brad
might,
Arning might gonna to, but
but
I ain't gonna to.
yeah, that is a tremendous figure. I love that figure. But yeah, man. For me, like I said, I love Green Lantern. I'm gonna definitely watch him in any movie they come out with it. Are you excited? For one, are you excited now that it seems like DC is finally going to? They got somebody over top of the projects. It seems like DC movies are hopefully going to start coming out and making more sense and tying together. Maybe do some good movies. Fingers crossed. Who do you think they're going to bring out to the limelight? Who do you think is going to be that? I've heard different. You know, you hear rumors and stuff, but what are you hoping? Are you hoping for anything Green Lantern related to be coming out onto the main screen? The Ryan Reynolds joint? No. Hey, shout out Most Epic Arts. Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Thank you for subbing.
For sure. But so what do you
I
think,
tell
Fish?
you, and it makes me want to cry. I would give anything to be able to watch like a modern Green Lantern movie with Nathan Fillion back in his prime, like back in the Firefly days
Yeah.
as Green Lantern now. I would give anything for that. I
Yeah.
can't have it, you know,
Yeah.
and but I love every time he has ever played the voice of Green Lantern in
Oh yeah.
any of the animated movies.
He
He
is he
he
is the
makes
voice
just
of Green
such an
Lantern. He does a
amazing
great job
character
of Hal
to me.
Jordan.
I would love to see, that kind of swashbuckling, womanizing kind of, bit that he had. I would have loved that. But barring that, because I can't have it, I want to see a really awesome John Stewart take take the scene, because
Yeah.
I mean, I want to see characters of color taking the main stage as some of these characters, and let the old ones die away. I love Hal Jordan. Let that character die away and let's focus on some new ones,
Yeah.
because I want my grandkids to have somebody to look up to that looks more like them than Hal Jordan does.
Yeah.
And so that's what I want.
Yo, you already know my answer is John Stewart. That ain't no question.
I'm
But
flabbergasted.
I don't think I don't need we to me I don't need a hero based in Earth, right? I'm like, let's have this. I wouldn't even mind having a cool like.
Absolutely. Phil Lamar's definitive John Stewart.
Oh, yeah, for sure, for sure. I'm talking like maybe not a movie, maybe a series, a buddy cop type series of Green Lanterns. Like somebody said it earlier, Guy Gardner and John Stewart, a Lethal Weapon style buddy cop in the Galaxy movie. That would be pretty dope. I have to agree
That
with
would
that.
be, that could be funny. That could be cool.
You
That,
know,
that really could be cool. I would love to see a cosmic Green Lantern, because like he is part of the Green Lantern Corps. It is,
yeah.
I don't want to see him on Earth stopping bank robberies and stopping mad scientists and stuff like I
I don't
that
need that either.
there's
We
no
got
need
that.
for
We
that.
have that. We
We
have
have
Superman
people
on
here
Earth.
to
We have
handle that.
Flash. We have people to handle that.
I want to
Now,
see him handling cosmic stuff
yeah.
on a grand scale, traversing the cosmos and dealing with, amazing things. That's what that's what makes him so awesome.
Right, because people also like he has like a sector. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
he's not gonna just be tied down to Earth. Like,
And yet he always is somehow.
but he always it's another thing. Like I'm not saying he can't come and get his
Always
Justice
bugged
League
me how I had a day
team up.
job. Like
Yeah, yeah,
like what kind of job are you doing in this entire sector of space if
yeah.
A, you have a day job, B, you spend half your time chasing
Right.
skirts, and C, when you do patrol, you're only patrolling. That would be like hiring a cop that only patrols his living room. No, I'm good. I got dressed, I came in here, there ain't no crime here,
No
I
crime
stopped the
here.
one that was happening. I'm done.
Yeah,
Forget the rest of the town, my living room's safe. Like, that's ridiculous.
yeah.
Always bugged me.
Well, if you guys are watching and you watch this later, make sure you leave in the comments. We ask a few questions. Answer those questions. Let us know, who your favorite Green Lantern is. Let us know what you want to see for the future of Green Lantern and what some dope stories that hit home with you with the character Green Lantern, whichever one it is. We're hitting that time where it's the end of the show. And Fish, I want to take a few minutes just to remind the people that you got a Green Zone Kickstarter for issue 2 and 3 coming out
2 and
in
3.
how many weeks?
Don't ask me math like that. It's coming out on December 1st. I know
December
that.
1st. Okay.
And
Cool.
yeah, I'm excited about it. I am nervous about it. So I really hope all of you guys come in and join us and help support us on this, because I got a whole lot more books that I want to tell and that I need to tell.
Yeah.
So I'm really
There you
hoping you guys
go.
come support me, because I'm worried about it being that close to Christmas.
On another note, I want to thank everybody who helped and backed and shared the
Oh,
Fivestar Kickstarter. We ended up being really close to 5,000 in a 2-week campaign, and I can't complain about that at all. Completely humbled by that. Appreciation to everyone who helped, however they helped, whether they pledged, they shared, told somebody about it. Thank you guys very much. We just want to keep putting out dope stories. So, Eric, man, chill.
Oh, you know who that is.
Yeah, that's Eric. Chill.
I knew who it was too as soon as I saw a face. Oh yeah. One other thing that I wanted to mention before we get out of here. Right now on Kickstarter, Roy Johnson has a
Yep.
Sensational 7 brand new retro vintage book from like back in the 50s, 60s that I'm illustrating for him. It's live right now. He's been killing it on Kickstarter. I'm really excited about this. It's been a lot of fun. If you follow me, you've seen like some of the videos and stuff I've sent out. It's going to be a fun retro book. It's like really challenging me in interesting ways, and I'm loving it. So if you can, get out and back that too, because people like him are the reason that this is my day job, and people like him are the reason that I kept my kids fed and a roof over my head all through COVID.
Yeah.
So, if you can back it, go back it. It's going to be a lot of fun. I know Brad Arnie's already interested in it. And yeah, it says it'll be delivered by next Christmas. That's just what he always says to be sure he's way early. It's not going to be Christmas. The book's going to be finished like in a week or two. So by the time the Kickstarter's done, it's going to print. So don't worry about that.
There you go. You heard it. And Roy's just a cool person all around anyway. So you want to support that guy because he stays on top of it. Dude puts out at least 2 Kickstarters and 2 books a year at minimum.
Oh, he's working on 6 a year now. He's cranking them out.
Definitely somebody that you want to follow. He's got some cool books. Fish Lee usually does all the art. So if you're a supporter of Fish Lee, you want to jump in. There's no way I'm ever going to get all these back into this little plastic sleeve.
No, you will not. No.
But I'm going to try because that's what I do. But anyway, we're coming to the end. I just want to say again, thank everybody. We appreciate y'all. Again, let us know what you guys think about Green Lantern. We're going to be catching you guys next week. Is Black Friday. I don't know. Maybe we'll have something going on special for Black Friday. I'm not sure. We haven't discussed that yet, but we'll let y'all know. Other than that, man, if I know people do their holiday because work schedules. People do their holidays before, the week of, afterwards. So we're gonna go ahead and say it. Have a happy holiday. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your families. If you get some time off this week, great. Continue to keep loving. Be a 5-star version of yourself. And we're going to run a quick commercial, get into our outro, and we will catch you guys next Friday, all right? Thanks for rocking with us. Peace. Run.